Hey gang, welcome back to J Daddy's Garage. Today's video, well, I'm doing something a little bit different. As you know, I am recovering from a surgery and I'm on restrictions as to what I can do, what I can lift, and different things like that. So I've been trying to improve some of my editing software, trying to improve some of my camera stuff. And part of that right now is I'm experimenting with this little microphone. This is a wireless setup. There is a adapter that plugs into my camera, and I have this little microphone that can be put on a lapel. So what I'm trying to do is discover if this is going to be a good thing or not. So this is just one idea that I have. Adding this, hopefully it makes the sound better and makes the videos better. But also, what I want to do is share with you another video that I did about 3 years ago. You know, for my patrons, I do a video every week, and I try to do a shop update, talk about what's going on around my shop, things that may be going on in my life, and I share that with them as a different way to connect away from YouTube. And I did a video a few years ago, and it relates to the area that I live in. So I had made that video, and it was on Patreon, which is connected to Vimeo, and now that Vimeo isn't necessary for Patreon anymore, I can basically upload videos directly to Patreon for that service. So what I did is I saved this old video from about 3 years ago, and I'm going to re-edit it. I'm going to cut some stuff out of it that's not relevant anymore and show you some of the area or some of the things around the area that I live in. There are some really cool things around here, and the community just continues to grow. There are movie studios in our community. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, but I wanted to try showing you some of that while I'm in my recovery state. So I'm going to see if this little mic does a good job, and I may try to use it later on as well, and also may incorporate it into my GoPro stuff that I do and see if that helps with some of the sound as well. So let me show you this video and hope you enjoy it. Okay, I'm gonna try something different today. I've got my little Osmo camera set up, and I realized that I had an attachment for it that I hadn't seen before or hadn't seen in a while, and I found it. So I thought this might be an interesting way to try to make a video. The weather's overcast today. It's supposed to rain a little bit, and we're supposed to be getting more rain moving forward this week, but the temperatures are to remain mild, I think, until Monday. And this is kind of new for me, because this Osmo has a tracking feature, but what's more important is a little adapter that I have on here that allows me to control it. It has a face tracking feature, and there's a little attachment you can put on which allows you to do some different things. But I'm gonna see how this works, and maybe I can show you some things around close to where I live. Okay, I'm currently headed towards Sonora, which, if you follow any of the movies or the TV series The Walking Dead, this is the little town that they filmed, or they film in, let's say. So I think they've shot some footage inside the town, but there is another area I'm not going to drive to where they do all the actual outdoor scenes and that sort of stuff, and they have like a studio set up. I was there one time to be an extra in The Walking Dead, and it didn't happen. They cut my footage out. So it was interesting to be there and watch them film what was going on and how they set up the lighting and different stuff like that. But I'm going to show you this little town once I get up a little further. I got to get over these railroad tracks. And this town has been used in a lot of movies. I know in particular Driving Miss Daisy was filmed here. And there's several others. I think Fried Green Tomatoes. There was a variety of things. Now what they've done is they have created markers on the sidewalks that honor those films. So let me turn turn the camera around. And this is the little town of Sonora. Now, every year they have a car show here in September. I've been to it once. I would like to do it again, but I just haven't been able to get down here for that. This year, there was something else going on that I couldn't make it. So here's just this little town, and it's not very big, the main part of town right here. I'm going to turn around and show you there's a restaurant that I have to probably go up. I don't know if I can do a U-turn here or not. Probably not. But there's a restaurant here that is owned by, I guess, Reus, whatever the guy's name is, from The Walking Dead. So, let's see if I can turn around. And this is a growing town, even though they're trying to keep this part of it old looking and whatnot. There's stuff going up around the area, but this is kind of cool. Oh, and the other thing is, I think there's a restaurant owned, oh, what's his name? He's a country artist. Can't think of his name at the moment. I think that's the Reus place. I forget what the name is. Oh, here's a little Sonora tour going on down here. That's probably a Walking Dead tour. People checking it out. So we're gonna head down to a town, I think, well, there's Harrelson. Anyway, there's a covered bridge I want to show you down here. That's kind of cool. Okay, I'm on my way down to the cooler, and we have driven through Sonora and a small town called Harrelson, and now we are in Gay, Georgia. It used to be called Cassville, and this was back in the 1800s, and according to Wikipedia, a post office called Gay has been in operation since 1886. The present name is after William F. Gay, an early postmaster. So what's unique about this little town, the population is quite small. I think that in 2020 there's only 110 people that live here. But every year they have what they call the Cotton Pickin' Fair. It used to be called the Gay Festival, and they changed that because, well, whatever, political reasons and stuff. But now it's called the Cotton Pickin' Fair. I'll just turn the camera around and drive through the little town of Gay, Georgia. The Cotton Pickin' Fair, you can look it up. This place is packed with people. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people show up for this Cotton Pickin' Fair. And what it is, you can see over here there's a bunch of old buildings, but what it is they have, it's like a big craft show. All kinds of handmade stuff. All this area here is just full of displays, and people come from miles around. And here we go. We're going right through the center of town. There's an old Pure gas station. And that's pretty much it. But this place, again, when they have the cotton picking fair, it is like the place to be, to see all kinds of crafts and different stuff. I know my wife has come down here. We've had lots of friends that come down here for this. And that's it. We're all the way through the town. So the next stop is going to be the red oak covered bridge that was used in the movie Lawless. So we'll get there pretty soon and have a look at that covered bridge. Thought you might find it interesting. Okay, so we have turned left onto what I think is Dan Stribley Road, and it says in a half a mile we will get on, I think, Red Oak Bridge Road. So let me just turn the camera around again. Here's a little bridge we're covering, or going over, I should say. This is not, obviously not the covered bridge, but it is a bridge. Not a lot back here. Farmland. So I think there's two entrances to this because I have come in from that direction before. And the bridge is in this direction. One lane traffic, no through trucks. So what they have here is this girder thing. This is telling you that if you can't fit through that, you're not going to fit through the bridge. And when I come down here with a friend before, we did some filming. He was trying to make a music video for a young woman, and I brought the Model A down here, and we, were able to get through here with the car on the trailer, and we did some video footage. I don't think he ever finished the video. He did send me a copy of all the footage that he had, created. But we're gonna walk up on this bridge and have a look at it. So like I said, the movie Lawless had that big scene here. It was a big shootout and different things. Had a bunch of old cars here. Now you can see, I don't know, I'm assuming, they removed all this stuff, this little picnic area to do filming. And of course, with camera angles and trick lighting and whatever, you can hide things. There's a big concrete block over here, which I don't know what it had on it. It may have had a sign or information at some point. I really don't know. But up here, you can look at this sign, and it gives you a breakdown of the story of this bridge, built in the 1840s by freed slaves and noted bridge builder Horace King. Constructed on a town lattice design. 2,500 wooden pegs or trunnels were used. And it says at 391 feet, including the approaches, this structure is the oldest and longest wooden covered bridge in Georgia. So I don't know what work has been done to this in its life. Basically built in the 1840s. That's a pretty old bridge, and I'm sure they've done maintenance to it over the years to keep it up. You can see down below there is a concrete form, and back then, I don't know if that's original or not, but when they did concrete, they would do it in pilings. Like they would do a form and pour concrete, and then do another form and pour concrete, and like stack it up. That's why you can see the lines in the concrete. So here's the area where they filmed. And what I find interesting too is they've done some extra work here to try to protect this bridge. So you've got these reinforced guides, let's say, to protect those posts. And again, I don't know if you can see that in the movie or if they were removed. I don't think they would have removed them, but it's really hard to say. And there you can see the lattice work of the bridge. Pretty cool. there's the other reinforcement or guide. And you can see over the years, there's plenty of scrape marks on these where people have hit them. But I just find it, amazing that it's here and that it's still standing and still in use. People cross this thing every day. And of course, there's people that don't appreciate it. You can find, like, down here, there's a empty beverage container, and there's several of them in here. You can also see they have these wood planks, so they have cross ties on top of beams, so there's beams underneath. So it's really quite the grid system, and then these pieces up on top, which, I can't tell how old they are. I'm sure they've been replaced at some point. Wear and tear and life, but I don't know. And then this is the approach, they call it. And, there's like grass growing in this thing. But when you drive across this, it has kind of its own sound to it, a little rickety feeling, but it's solid. And like I said, we took the Model A and we drove back and forth across this thing several times trying to make footage for that video. And I'm not going to walk all the way down there, but you can see it's a long approach here, they call it. And there's another framework that's there to limit vehicles coming in and out. I'm not sure what the name of this creek is, but like I said, people like to come here and see this. And I'm just glad it's still standing. I know I have come down here before and taken some great pictures on a sunny day where I was able to get the sun up in the background and light it up really cool. Pretty happy with those shots. Oh, interesting. I didn't see that before. High water mark, July 7th, 1994. That's scary. So apparently there was a massive flood here in this area. High water mark, that's way up there too. Wow. that would be scary to see how much water would be in this area. So anyway, there you have it. Now I know I said earlier I mentioned the little town of Sonora, and I could not get the names right. But Southern Ground, Zach Brown, he has a restaurant there. Also in our town, or where we live, Zach Brown has Southern Ground Camp, which is for kids, so that's a great thing. And then I think he sponsors Southern Ground Amphitheater, which is also in our little town. And then the actor, I don't know what his name, Reus or whatever, there's a restaurant in Sonora where he owns a restaurant. Okay, another area that I want to show you that I think is pretty cool is Starr's Mill. This is another tourist type of thing where people come and look at this place. It has been around since the 1800s, I'm sure, and it was a mill at one point, and now it's just a standing building. However, let me turn this camera around real quick. So this is the entrance coming in. Over here on this side, they've added this. I don't know what, I don't remember that being here. I don't know how long it's been here, but I don't remember that being here, let's say 10 years ago. But it's been a while since I've actually driven back here. Except for when I came back here with the film crew for Yes Welder. Because some of the footage that was in that video from Yes Welder was filmed back here. They just wanted an old place to film, you know, some footage. So as you come in, you have this little gravel dirt road, and I'll just pan over here so you can see. There's the mill, and I'll get up closer on that in just a second. But as you come up, it says Fayette County Water System, Stars Mill, gives you some rules. You know, don't do anything stupid. And we'll go on from there. That building over there, I don't know when it was made, but this is a little parking area. So you can see they have little picnic benches out here. I don't know what the name of this creek is. I can't remember. But it was kind of funny whenever they were filming out here for the Yes Welder video. They had me walking along the creek and doing different, you know, just different areas. Felt kind of weird. I'm not sure how well you can hear me with this water. But over here, you can see this mill. Now also, I'll point out, this was used in another movie, and I can't tell you the name of it right now. I'll have to look it up. But it was one of those kind of love affair movies or whatever, love story. And some of the footage was shot inside of that building. But if you look at that little video that they made of me, I was standing in front of this pillar. And again, you can see these things are, look at the construction of these. Just stack rock with cement between them. This is obviously an upgraded version of that. Underneath here, and I'll point out, usually places like this, you've got some restrictions. There's no fence or anything around this. So I can walk right under this building, and you can see they have, oh, there's a pigeon. Oh, it just jumped out at me. But you can see they put in these support poles, and I'm sure they come by and adjust them every so often. Here's the one of the old drive wheels that was on the belt system that they had. There's a chute there. It would have been really interesting to see this in operation. Again, there's a pigeon. There's another pigeon. Okay. So, drive wheels. Kind of cool. Looks like they have actually had put in these concrete blocks in the base here to add support poles. And I would venture those beams, that's too clean cut on the ends to be a normal, like it wasn't there before. They've added those. Those are, yeah, those are, you can see probably 2 by 10s stacked up. Of course, this is locked. Can't go inside. Can't really see. We got some curtains here. I don't know how much you can see in there. Got like a little display glass thing. But yeah, again, I'll find out the name of that movie so that you can look it up and see it. So don't come out here. You get in trouble.
Again, this old concrete formation here, you can see all the rocks and stuff inside it. Must be a gate system there. So we've had enough water here at some time in the past few years where this is just flooded over and like level. It's been pretty crazy whenever it really has a tremendous rainstorm. Over here, I don't know what this building is, if it's set up as a touristy type thing. You know what's crazy? Here it says don't go there, but why would you not want to try that? There's just nothing stopping you from going over there. It's kind of like when you talk about locking up a car or locking up a house. Who does it keep out? The honest people, right? It doesn't keep out the criminals. They just find another way to get in. But this, I guess they figured, why put a fence? Somebody's going to try to get around it anyway. Let's see what this building is. Okay, so I don't know what's in there, but it says this machine starts automatically. Hearing protection required. So there must be something inside there. I see chains hanging. See if I can pan around a little bit. I'm not sure what that is in there. I can't. It must be a pump or something. I can't really see over the window. At least not that one. And over here, windows are pretty crusty. Yeah, can't really tell for sure. But anyway, looks like they have might be like a trail over here. Looks like people can drive their car back there. Here's the other side of the mill and the waterfall. And it looks like they've got I guess like a relief gate. You can see it right there. Looks fairly modern. I'm not sure exactly how it operates, but there's like a screw jack up on the top. And then this wheel here, I don't know what it did. You can see the old rusted equipment there. This looks kind of cool because you see like a belt-driven pulley there, which comes across that shaft to this gear, which in turn rotates this gear at a 90 degree. So there was a square post in there for some reason. And then obviously the whole thing has this center shaft that goes all the way up to that. And normally when you see let's say a pulley like that, there would be a belt around that. So I don't know exactly what all this did, but it's just kind of cool to see this. Also over here, in amongst this concrete, is this heavy looking bar. So I don't know what happened here. It looks like part of this all collapsed. There's something in here. Has a Fred 1940 and 1940 something there. So obviously all this has fallen down. There was some greater structure there. All these pieces collapsed down. But anyway, pretty cool. So at least now you have an idea of some of the old stuff around here. Starr's Mill, and I imagine if something were to happen to that, they would rebuild it and try to keep it looking as original as it can. Again, it was used in that movie. I think it had Reus Witherspoon in it, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. The covered bridge used in the movie Lawless, and of course Sonora, where they filmed a variety of things over the years, and they continue to film even today. The Walking Dead and different stuff like that. So anyway, just thought I'd share some information with you. I think it's pretty cool to see this stuff. And that's going to be it. So until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.